In this video, I'm going to discuss the best Battlefield game, and after 2042 Season 3, I can say with confidence that it is still not it. It's still not the best. It's not even close. It's not close. It's not even close. It's not. It's been way too long since I made a video on the absolute masterpiece that is Battlefield 4, and so here we are. In this video, I want to provide some thoughts about what makes Battlefield 4. Let's finish this guy first. Such an amazing entry to the series, while I jump into something, we're actually in something a bit different here. We're in Team Deathmatch. Get some! There we go. In Propaganda, one of my favorite maps in the game. Also using one of my favorite weapons in the game with the AUG A3. Let's see how we do. Okay, so we push up here. What is it about Battlefield 4? Boom. Took you out. Oh! What is it about that makes so many consider it the best in the series? Wow. Just got destroyed. I think by far one of the biggest contributors to that feeling is the variety. It has really the greatest variety of any Battlefield game. Yeah, technically 2042 has bigger maps or whatever, but Battlefield 4 is still the biggest sandbox in the series. Whew, I forgot how little the grenade throwing range is. And yeah, it has the most toys to play around with in this sandbox. Shoot him under the train. Under the train. Nope, not gonna get it. He's right around this corner. Oh, we're getting it. Back. Yeah, it has like something, when I say the most toys, I mean it has like something like 76 or 77 primary weapons. That is insane. I'm of course speaking of it now, you know, after it's had all of its DLC and content drops and expansions. Ooh, nice little headshot there as he went down. But even on launch, it had a really good variety of guns for those who could actually play the game. I mean, it was absolutely broken at release, but for those that could play, it still had a really good variety. Get him in the train car. Alright, let's get up in here. Oh, he's in. Oh, Legolas was already in there. And all those guns, you know, those 77 or whatever, it just had the best customization options in the series. Like, a lot of the attachments might have been redundant, but even from a UI perspective, it was just straightforward. It was, you know, the progression and the ability to add attachments and camos was super simple. And especially looking at it now, I mean, the UI elements are so much better than other entries. And I love Battlefield 1. You all know that if you've been a fan of my channel for a while, and I hate the variant system. I don't like the variant system at all. I think even though they were limited by, you know, the constraints of being World War I, you still could have had, you know, an MP18 and you could add some simple attachments to it. Just copy. Just copy the customization UI and elements of Battlefield 4. You wouldn't have the variety, of course, but I don't know. There was something about this that was just a lot more streamlined and a lot more simple. But even with those redundancies, like, why not have the choice? It was just fun to even have the choice to do all the different attachments, even visually change the look of your weapon with a potato grip or the stubby grip or whatever. That might have the same stats. Still, the options were pretty awesome. We got revived. Oh, I think my ally did a 720 right there. See the mortars coming in, and visually, of course, still looks absolutely gorgeous. I really like the visual design of this map. It's kind of like this washed out, it's in North Korea, and it's just a very unique setting for an FPS game. Like, I haven't really seen even other Battlefield kind of have this type of, it's almost like an urban setting, but it's pretty unique in its design, and I love it. I love this map. Take him out at the statue, let's heal up. Of course, leaning is a thing, remember leaning? Contextual leaning. Not quite as good as manual leaning, but still a very, very welcome feature that was not present. Let's get a couple kills here on this corner. Oh! Speaking of guns, Battlefield 4, it also had my favorite weapon class system or category system, whatever you want to call it, in this series. So each class has their own unique weapon category, but, you know, assaults. So assaults have assault rifles, recons, snipers, etc. But what I loved were just the universal categories that every class had access to. So shotguns, DMRs, and carbines could be used by anyone. Got you in the side. And this just opened it up so much more to play with your favorite class, however you liked, really. So you still maintained really distinct class roles and identities, but at the same time, I loved how they did this because you could roll with an SKS with a medic, for example, or assault, or whatever. Which I did a lot because the SKS was my favorite gun in the game. Oh, there's a lot of little Doritos. I will say that's one thing that I don't miss is the spotting. They just brought they brought it back for 2042, which is disappointing. But yeah, you see this smoke. I'm just kind of shooting through it because of all the little Doritos. That was spotting's pretty overpowered, and I don't love. I don't love playing hardcore as much. I feel like the time to kill is just a little too short. Let's move back, which of course removes 3D spotting. Yeah, if I wanted to support my team as a support or an assault, but I still wanted some range, I could roll with a DMR. It's just such a simple but elegant solution to the idea of playing your way, and I have no idea why they dropped it for later entries. There's just something about the Battlefield 4's gameplay, too. I'm completely out of ammo, so let's see if we can hit him with our pistol. Okay, I see a guy in the back mortaring with his ammo crate, as they like to do. Let's go grab some of this. Something about the gameplay just feels so streamlined and simple in a good way. Like, I don't really know how to describe it, but other games, even like Battlefield 5, 2042, obviously, it's just like noisy and cluttered or chaotic. It just has this, 4 just has this silky smooth gameplay that just makes the gunplay and movement feel really great, even today. Like, it's dated, obviously, it's dated in many ways, but, I mean, I still have just as much fun jumping in. Oh. A lot of quality of life features I would love to see in that. I don't know, I'll talk about that later, but it's honestly all 2042 needed to be. And I mean, just look how good it still looks. Like, the character models, the weapon design, the maps, the details, it just looks incredible. Like, we are over 9 years since this launch. This year, or 2023, is going to be 10 years since Battlefield 4 launched. So, not only does that make me feel super old, it makes me just question, like, what are they doing? That they can't make it look better than this. Like, obviously, technically, it's probably better, the texture work. Especially in the new map in 2042, that is actually impressive, but just such a downgrade in many other ways. Oh, those are nades! Just gonna push forward. We got some smoke to cover us. That's a lot. The variety was also found, the variety of gameplay I'm talking about was also found in the maps. I think vehicles could be a big problem and can be a big problem in Battlefield 4. The air vehicles can actually be pretty overpowered. But even with that, there's plenty of maps, you could jump in and actually just enjoy some infantry-focused gameplay. So if you're getting super frustrated, you can always hop into one of those 24/7 terrible meat grinder, 24/7 locker metro servers. Side note, I have no idea why people like those so much. Like, I'll jump in for a round or two because it's fun to mix it up, but geez, those are just like so antithetical to what I enjoy about Battlefield that I don't know how people just play hours and hours of those meat grinders. But that's the variety. If you wanted to do that, you could. Get you, boom! On the run. And I did say this is my favorite map, and it is, but one thing I think I differ a lot from the community is that I do think Battlefield 4 had the weakest base maps at launch, excluding 2042, of course, but Battlefield 4's maps, I mean, they're beautiful and they're detailed, and visually I think they look really good, but the gameplay and the flow is such a downgrade from Battlefield 3, in my opinion. I mean, 3 had my favorite maps in the entire series, and the DLCs for 4 helped tremendously. Like, this is a DLC map, obviously, and this mode, Team Deathmatch, doesn't really highlight how well this map can flow. But outside of Levolution, which was honestly pretty gimmicky most of the time, the Battlefield 4 maps are just not nearly as fun to play as Battlefield 3's for me. There's a few highlights. I think Locker's much better than Metro. Zavad 311 is one of the more visually interesting and fun maps. The variety is great, but gameplay can be pretty poor on some of them, depending on the mode, of course. Got you. That went pretty quick. We won pretty easily, and it's still so fun to return to this Legacy title. I know many people really never left. I try to make it a point to play weekly. Let's see how we did. Yeah, so many fans, including myself. I mean, we just wanted 2042. Okay, 32-6. Not too bad. Just wanted to be an updated Battlefield 4. Like, why couldn't they just do that? It's seriously all we wanted. And they knew that, too. You watch the reveal trailer for 2042 and tell me they aren't trying to capture so much of the Battlefield 4 visuals and gameplay elements. It's just scummy, puts a bad taste in my mouth, but that's not why I'm here in this video. This was to show my appreciation for one of the best entries in the franchise. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe for more. Until next time.